Hi, very often people ask me, is there an easier way to build strategies on Tradetron without having to understand all the different keywords and the condition builder and position builder? Well, we have a new product that we've launched that will revolutionize the way you build strategies on Tradetron. So let's dive into this product and understand how you can use it to your advantage to building strategies on Tradetron. So the product that I was talking about is called the Options Wizard. Very soon you will be able to see that when you click on strategies, there'll be a button called Option Wizard out here. Now this Option Wizard is a way by which you can make your own Tradetron strategies very easily. So all you need to do is come to the Option Wizard and you need to click on Create Own Strategy. Once you confirm, after that a UI like this will appear to you. Now on this UI, you can just select your own strategy name. So let's say I have a strategy name that I want to name as India, and I basically select my underlying. So I select either Nifty or Bank Nifty. So let's say I stick to Nifty right now, and you can add your capital that you think that the strategy will require. And then you can finally select if it's an intraday strategy or a positional strategy. Right now, I'll keep it simple. I'll select an intraday strategy. Now, once you do that, you will be able to select some positions out here. So out here, you can select your positions as either a call or a put option. So let's say I select call option and I select buy or sell. So I can just select buy. And now you can see that the ATM strike price table has opened out here. So I can basically find all the instruments that are there, all the different strikes of the option builder that are available. And all of these are based on the futures value of the instrument. So let's say if I want to select the ATM strike, I can just select ATM and I can select my expiry as current week and I can select what is the quantity that I want to trade in lots. So I'll just select one out here and now I'll click on add. So there you can see a new instrument has been added in the table below. So a buy of ATM current week expiry call for one quantity has been added. Now let's say if I want to add a sell, so I can just select a sell out here and I can select my ATM out here. Or I could change it to something like OTM or ITM. So I'll select OTM out here and I can just select add. So now you will be able to see that an OTM1 cell has been added. Now out here this ATM and OTM is basically adjusted to the instrument that you select. So let's say if you select put instrument, in put instrument it takes the put relevant OTMs and ATMs, and in call instrument it will take the call relevant OTM and ATM. So you don't have to worry about that particular strike price that you need to take. You just need to define if you want OTM like out of the money or in the money option that you have. Once you've done that, you can see that out here you're given an option to add your target and stop loss accordingly. So let's say if I want a target of let's say 100 points. So I can just select 100 and I can select points out here. So just select points and there my target of 100 points has been made. Or you can have your stop loss or target as a percentage of the entry price. So let's say if you think that you wanted a stop loss of let's say 5% from the entry price. So just select 5 and after that you can then also add a trailing stop loss if you wish to. So let's say if I want to have a trailing stop loss. So in this trailing stop loss, I have basically 4 different parameters. So the first parameter out here is basically the activate at price. So at what price do I want my trailing stop loss to be activated? So again, this trailing stop loss is can be based on the percentage from entry price or it could be based on points. So I'll keep it in points to keep it simple right now. So let's say if in my strategy, in my buy ATM of current week call, I want my trailing stop loss to get activated after there is a move of 50 points. So after 50 points, my trailing stop loss will be activated, and here I can select the minimum profit that I want to lock. So let's say if I want to lock a profit of 30 points, so I'll select 30 out here, and then I will select 1 out here, and I will select 1 out here. So let's say if in this 1 and 1, it basically means that if my after this 50 points, if my price moves 1 point in my favor, in that case my trailing stop loss will also move 1 point in my favor. So that is pretty much how this works. You can pretty much do the same thing. If you want, you can only add targets or only stop losses, or you can add none target and stop loss if you don't wish to add the same. So you can also make complex different option instrument, or let's say an iron condor, or you can make something like a iron fly, or different types of option spreads can be made directly from your with the click of a few buttons. Now after that we have the entry settings. So the entry settings are basically when do you want to trade. So let's say if I want to trade this same setup every day at, let's say, 9:20. So I'll just select 9, and in my drop down I will select my number as 20. So after I select 9:20, my this same thing will be happening. Will take trades at 9:20. After that, I can just select the days in which I want to trade. So let's say if my as per my strategy, I don't want to take my trades on, let's say, a Wednesday. So I can just remove Wednesday from here by clicking the cross, and it will take trades on all days except Wednesdays. By default, it will take trades on all days. So that is about the entry settings. Now we also have the exit settings. So exit is basically when do you want to exit from this same strategy. So if in my exit settings, I can basically define the profit target that I want. So let's say if I have a profit target of 1,000 rupees. So whenever I get a 1,000 rupee profit, I will be able to exit from my strategy. So automatically this strategy will look at a profit of 1,000 rupees per multiplier, and it will then exit from the strategy once my 1,000 rupees has been achieved. And finally, I can also add my stop losses. So let's say if my stop loss I want to add is based on the percentage of capital. So my capital I had added was 1 lakh. So let's say if I want a stop loss of, let's say, 0.5% of my capital, so I can add 0.5, and it will allow me to have a MTM stop loss, which will be the stop loss on the entire strategy level. So my buy call and my sell call overall strategy level will be the MTM stop loss out here. Now finally I can add my trailing stop loss. So again, let's say if I have a strategy level trailing stop loss that I want, then I can do that again in the form of a percentage of capital or amount. Let's select amount. So in amount, I first add my activate at price, then I can add my lock profit at, my profit increase, and my trailing stop loss increase by. So in my activate profit, I can add, let's say, something like 1,000 rupees. Let's say if I want to lock something like 250 rupees, and once if the profit increases 1 point in my favor, I'll increase my trailing stop loss 1 point in my favor. So that is the trailing stop loss logic that I can have on my strategy level. Finally, I can add my exit time. So exit time is quite straightforward. If I want to exit every day at, let's say, 3 o'clock, and let's say 17 minutes. So 3:17 is my magic number to exit. I can just add it in here, and it will trigger an exit. And finally, I'll just, although it will not allow me right now, if you select a positional strategy, you can select this button as exit on expiry. So let's say if you want to exit these particular positions on the expiry, you can just select yes, and it will trigger an exit on that expiry. Or let's say if you want to have something like a BTSD strategy. So let's say you buy it today and tomorrow you want to sell it. Then out here you can select exit after X days. So let's say if I want to have a BTSD, then I can just select one, and it will basically become a BTSD. So it will buy at, let's say, 3 o'clock, and then the next day it will exit from that same strategy. So that is what I can do. So I'll just select this as intraday, and I will select create. So once I do this, once I save this thing, my entire strategy on the wizard has now been built on Tradetron. So with this strategy, I can now go to my strategies, and on your my strategies, you will see that all the strategies that you've made on the wizard will give you like this red color button out here, which is basically called wizard. Now, when I see my wizard strategy, I can do pretty much anything I want. So I can deploy this strategy on paper trading, on live auto, whatever I want to. And of course, I can backtest this strategy. So I can just click on backtest, and it will be able to generate a backtest report for me for this particular strategy that I just built on the option wizard. After that, I can also edit this. So let's say if I go to edit out here, I will basically go to the edit version of this same option wizard strategy. Now let's assume if I'm a pro Tradetron user and I know Tradetron very well, I can use this wizard by building the basic model of my strategy on this wizard, and then I will go to the three dots, and then I will be able to see edit in strategy. So when I click on edit on the strategy, I will be able to see this entire wizard strategy have been converted into my Tradetron strategy. So what I would otherwise see on Tradetron as this entry conditions will all be populated out here, and automatically I will have all my entry conditions added out here that I originally wanted to use. So that is about building the strategy on the option wizard and on Tradetron. So one thing you need to note out here is that, let's say if you build a strategy on wizard, you can edit it as many times on the wizard. But if you build a strategy on the option wizard and after that you switch to the Tradetron condition builder. So let's say I am on the Tradetron condition builder. Once your strategy has been updated on the Tradetron condition builder, then you cannot switch back to the wizard. So always remember that if you're using the wizard, once you have completed build on wizard and then you go to the Tradetron strategy and then update the strategy on Tradetron, then you will not be able to go back to the wizard like you could previously. So just to give you an example, now if I go to my strategies out here, now you can see this wizard button has vanished because this is no longer a wizard strategy. This is a Tradetron strategy builder created strategy. So I hope this wizard is something that you have liked. And if you have any other questions or suggestions or something that we may have missed in this particular demonstration, feel free to drop it to me in the comments below, or you can let us know about your feedback on support@tradetron.tech. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.